Welcome. Welcome to First Thursdays. We appreciate you being here. I think we're going to get started. So thanks for starting off your new year with us, with Sustainable Tulsa, with First Thursdays. We meet the first Thursday of every month here. We'll have 2 times this year, actually, that we'll have a couple other locations, but predominantly we meet here, so keep in touch with us about that. I wanted to thank our sponsors this year. PSO is our leading sponsor, as well as a thank you to Cavanta, TCC Center for Creativity, PSO Wind Choice, Grog's Green Barn, and One Oak. Let's give them a round of applause. Also wanted to thank my board members that are here today, which is Mike Lemus today, and we may have a few that will trickle in. I also want to acknowledge we have our outgoing Secretary of the Environment, Colonel Teague, maybe give a wave there, okay? And we have our incoming Secretary of the Environment and Energy, which is Ken Wagner. So, yes. So make a point to say hello if you can. Also want to recognize we have our District 4 City Councilor, Kara Joy, that's here with us today. So as a reminder, we have composting with Full Sun Composting. Natalie, give a wave. So if you're interested in composting back there, thank you for being here each month. And then also the recycling is managed by TCC. Let's just take, well, you've been really great about introducing yourselves, but we're going to take one more minute because you've talked to the people you wanted to, but there's also somebody across the room that you did, and you're like, I want to meet that person. So take one more minute to introduce yourself to somebody that you haven't met yet. Thank you. Okay. Okay, great. Okay, thank you for being so friendly. So I do have a couple of updates. And also, just realized we have Anna America, our Parks Director, is also here with us, so yay! Get out to the parks more, right? That's what you told us last time. So, a couple other updates. We had our 2018 Bellman winners that were acknowledged at our last B2B in November, and those videos are now up on our Facebook page. So if you haven't had a chance to see those, they're exceptional. They were put together by Fox 23, by Wes Kane and Tim Boatneck. And they're wonderful videos, and they're really a great way to kind of track what some of our leading organizations are doing when it comes to their sustainability initiatives. So take a look at those. Our next First Thursday will be right here. We'll have Ann Money with the Oklahoma Aquarium, and she'll be presenting on single-use plastics and the impact on our waterways, which is a lot of, you're hearing a lot about that, and they are doing their own education and research on that, so it'll be great to hear from them. We'll also, if you're considering being a scorecard member, this is a great time to join. The scorecard program is our triple bottom line strategy for business, and and organizations, government, higher ed. It's a great opportunity. If you're already a scorecard member, put your hand up so people can kind of see who's in the room. And we also have coaches that are in the room. So, and if you're interested, please see me or Sarah Hicks. Give a wave back there. Sarah Hicks is our scorecard coordinator. There's a great chance to get started. And we'll also have a scorecard workday that'll be this month, so it's a good time to get started. We'll also have a training on new coaches that will start in 2 weeks. So if you're interested in that, please see Sarah about that. And get signed up. The other thing is we're growing, and we're hoping to have a larger impact in 2019. There is a swelling of interest among our businesses, our community around sustainability, and we want to be there for you and help with the education and the network and tangible actions through the scorecard in particular. So if we need your help, that's how we're able to do this. Is a free and open to the public program, and so being a sponsor or becoming an individual member is how we're able to make this program run. And so we appreciate your support for that. But we also have volunteer opportunities and other sponsorship and membership opportunities. And if you're interested in that, reach out to myself or our staff, who I want to introduce. So we have Sandy Sloan, who's our events coordinator. She's going to wave. So if you have any questions about our events or volunteering, she's the right person to see. And then you saw Sarah Hicks back there. She's our scorecard coordinator, not only for businesses, but also for in the schools. We've started a pilot program with the help of Oklahoma Department of Environmental Quality, where we've gone into 3 high schools and helping them with their sustainability efforts, which is a really exciting program. And then we have Jill Maud, who is our office assistant extraordinaire. So thank you to what a wonderful staff. Please give them a round of applause. Before we get started, I want to actually invite Mike Lemus up to the podium to tell just a little bit about a conference that's coming up that'll be right here in this room. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Corey, and Happy New Year, all. Welcome to Tulsa Community College, C4C, on this glorious day. On February 20th, I'm pleased to announce the Tulsa Community College Sustainability Committee will be sponsoring its 5th Sustainability Conference, Educational Partnerships in Sustainability in Higher Education. It'll feature local and regional higher education institutions trying to come up with, do our part to come up with solutions for sustainability in conjunction with community organizations and community members like yourself. It's a free and open to the public event. Be here right here in this building, 9 to 3 on the 20th, and we cordially invite you to participate and eagerly look forward to that. Thank you so much. Thank you, Corey.
So that'll be February 20th. We'll make another announcement the next first Thursday, but just to get that on your radar, it should be a great conference. I have had a lot of calls and emails just in this first week about people wanting to be more sustainable and wanting to start this year off right. So you're in for a treat with Michael Patton. He's a lifelong Tulsan, has worked in the environmental issues for most of his life. He's served on state, regional, and national boards for everything from beautification, hazardous waste, recycling, and land protection. He currently works at Land Legacy, the only statewide land conservation group, and he volunteers at nonprofits with Up With Trees, Tulsa Mayfest, and the Tulsa Garden Center. Michael also writes and produces TV spots for Air Quality each year and has a weekly talk show on internet radio. He's a frequent contributor to local magazines and a shameless advocate for Tulsa. Michael was the keynote speaker at the first statewide sustainability conference in 2002 with a speech entitled "The Stain About Sustainability," about trying to get coffee stain out of his shirt. It was actually very funny. I've known Michael for decades now. We're that old, Michael. And he has been a friend, he's been a neighbor, a boss, an advisor, but most of all, he's been a friend. So my honor is to welcome Michael Patton. Thank you.
Oh, you're very kind, Corey, and I really do appreciate that. Corey and I have known each other for a long time, and my last slide is about Braden Park, when we were neighbors years ago by that pond. And I'm thankful to be here for Mike Lemus as well, for this wonderful campus. And today you're not going to learn anything. There's no continuing education credits. So I hope to inspire you to things I think are important. And many of them are sustainable. More of them, I think, this year to me are personal. I have changed this year, I think, as our country has, and maybe each of you have in ways. So I wanted to change this around a little bit and move forward. So I take the new year as an opportunity to really see it as new. And what can I do to become a new person? And I think of new, I think progressive, a better person in every single way. So it is a time of reflection and planning. I said to Sustainable Tulsa, the theory of this speech is that January is named after a god named Janus, who had two faces, one looking backwards and one looking forward. And I like the idea that I look backwards in 2018 and see what I have been and what my world has been, and do I make a difference in that and change? And I look forward to 2019. So this is my chance to start afresh, to start again. I want to seek and celebrate those things that are good, as much as I want to change myself, however. But I do believe in change. I do believe in community and chances as well. This is your chance in 2019 to have this. I am a salesman today. It's a very flawed product, I realize, as you are as well. I think everyone here can use a little improvement. This to me is like a change machine. We used to have them in their vending machines. There's one across the street in that building over there. I was amazed as a child. I put a piece of paper into this machine. It gave me coins. The coins were tangible, and coins were something. I got change for that. I wanted this year to be a change machine for you, and to find ways to do that. We should seek out change. That's what homeless people do. They want our change. We should want that same change within each of us. So I focus this time of year to think, in essence, of resolutions. I start with the dictionary definitions of resolutions. Mostly they are a firm decision, a personal promise to yourself to not do something or to do something for all the right reasons. It's a one-year thing. It's a one-year resolution. This year, I will not do this thing I know is bad for me. It's easy to start doing things. We've all started to paint. We've all started to do something in our lives we stopped doing. It's hard to stop. Focus on that. It's also going to be a formal expression of opinion by a legislative body. A city councilor can make a resolution or an action. We resolve something in court. It was resolved. My definitions are this: a promise to myself. I want to be a better person. I want a better world. I'm willing to do that. It's a declaration of where I am and where I want to be, and truly a list, simply a list. You have a chance to make a list today, a chance to make a list of things you want to do, of my intent, my choices, and my wishes. I was most inspired by this. I'm 60 years old. I turned 60 this year. Maybe I've changed for that reason. I say I'm 49 years old plus tax and shipping. But I am changing myself. I do believe this. Rumi is one of my favorite authors. I really like looking up these things to find inspiration. You can change yourself this year. I found this slide. It's 2016. I couldn't find a 2018, but I thought it was fascinating that showed the difference. And maybe 2016 and 2018 are different. I know I am different. We have a different president. We have a different mindset in lots of different ways in our lives. But I was amazed first of how similar these are. On the left shows the age categories, 18 to 24, all the way down to seniors on the bottom, and then shows the categories. I think these are good categories to use if you are making resolutions to yourself. Enjoy life to the fullest is the blue one. Next is orange, to live a live a healthier lifestyle, lose weight, amazingly similar on losing weight. No matter what age we are, we need to lose weight, we think, in our minds. Save more, spend less. Pay down debt, interestingly. The young and the old don't care about paying down debt. Maybe because the old don't have debt. Maybe the young don't have debt. Maybe that's the reason, but it's not a big priority to them. Clearly, they were the highest of enjoy life to the fullest. I don't know what age group you fall in for this, but I guarantee everyone in this room has one of these things in their lives they think they can do a better job at. So I think it's possible. These are the categories I try to make my list into. My physical health. I start with that. Physical is those things that we all know, we all talk about. The gyms are packed today, I'm sure. Tonight after work, they're packed again. We're all there. You missed the first couple of days. Don't feel bad. So if nothing else, start Monday. Think about this as 2019 as a 1-week free trial period that you can today and the next 4 days figure out through your work, through your life, what you can start doing. And start on Monday and do that with you. Spiritual health to me is the things I do. It's not just my faith and my community and my church. It is my volunteerism. It's the things I want to do in life that makes me have a better sense of my life and what my actions are and my contributions to society. Clearly, our relationships for all of us. Investments are not just your money. They are truly your focus. I think more than anything else, to try to find that. Another great quote, and I have lots of these in here. Bruce Lee, the actor, the successful warrior is the average man with laser-like focus. You can become like Bruce Lee, which is a real great famous star for this. And fun and adventure, if nothing else. At my age in particular, fun and adventure have got to be my resolutions. I've got to find ways to make my life, my day, my moments more fun, and to seek adventure this year. So we'll start with the resolutions. I really don't have 2019 resolutions. I have about a dozen or so to go from. My first one is go visit 3 parks a week. 3 times the same park. You notice I put the Tulsa Parks the biggest on here. My wife's in the audience. She's in charge of Tulsa Parks. So she has the most parks in the region. It makes sense as well. 3 times a week in your life. Maybe it's 3 times on Saturday. It's different parks you go to. Maybe it's the same one. Maybe it's not any more than visit. You simply park your car in there and look at the trees and the grass and the river for a moment in your car. Maybe you don't hike. You visit them. You find a way to bring that in. What parks do for us. I think I had this on my slide last year about visiting parks. What parks do for our mental health. What green space does for us. What the idea of children having this opportunity that reduces their stress, it reduces all of our lives into a better, more focused way. I mean, green space can save humanity. And we can find ways to, in our own communities, everywhere we go. So I made a list of 156 parks, if you want to do 3 different ones each week. I start off with these 52 parks. This is one of my favorites. This is a park not far from here, right down the street at 6th and Main, called Chapman Green, that Land Legacy, my company was involved in doing. We raised a bunch of money, got some state funds for Centennial, and borrowed a bunch of money from the bank. Built a park, sold it to the city for our banknote. A new park that now houses this wonderful art exhibit. Because we had this green space, this little place of perfect little canvas in the community that wasn't overdone, wasn't too many trees on it, there was ability to have, we could make it into a temporary playground for this wonderful art exhibit, adding art into our lives for downtown workers. Proud to be part of this. The second doorway from the right is one I worked on. It was amazingly hard. I spent hours trying to bend sticks. Amazingly frustrating when you break sticks trying to build something. On this list of parks, however, are some wonderful parks. Braden Park. Our son is named after Braden Park. So tomorrow we're going to plant a tree in Braden Park for my sister-in-law who passed away a couple weeks ago. There's some wonderful parks here of all levels. I look at some of these and think, oh, how wonderful these are. There's 2 parks named Gunboat. How do we have parks named Guns and Boats in Tulsa, Oklahoma? So they're right downtown, and there's a north and a south there. Pretty underused parks. If I go further, 52 more parks. I look at some of these ideas and some of these. McClure Park. The very first Earth Day, I organized a litter cleanup at age 11, 1970. I was asked by the city of Tulsa. The mayor wrote me a letter. I got my friends to pick up trash at McClure Park, the very first Earth Day. To me, that park was the Garden of Eden. It's where I caught tadpoles and threw frisbees and met my friends, and to other people it was a trash can. I was amazed how nasty parks can become. People take responsibility for them. When you visit those parks, pick up some trash on the way. Also in this is some amazing other ones. I look at this Mohawk Park, one of the largest urban parks in America. Amazing resource there, filled with not just golf courses and zoos and soccer fields and Oxy Nature Center, but a big park to camp and fish. I took my kids fishing for the first time in one of the golf course holes at Mohawk Park. It wasn't in Braden Pond, which you can fish as well, but there were bigger fish on Flat Rock Creek by there as well. And even more parks. We live Tulsa parks, we leave those and go down to the big ones now. Gathering Place, the river parks, the incredible county parks we have, like the Fortune as well. And I put some here at the bottom, some ones you need to visit. There's these other ones. This Ray Harrell National Nature Park in Broken Arrow is just stunning, this beautiful wide trail to walk through there. The Keystone Ancient Forest. Think about it. That's probably the only thing in Oklahoma that can actually use the word ancient in its name and get away with it, is this incredible park that's not open very often. Only about 30 times during the spring can you actually go in and hike. I hope Sand Springs can find a way to make this more accessible by maintaining that ancient forest theme to it. Number 2, stress will kill us. Stress is a poison in our lives, in every sense of the way, in our nervous system, in our brains, in all of our lives. In 2019, I'm going to try natural remedies for stress. Maybe it's exercise. It's probably not running. If you see me running, call 911. Something's chasing me. I'm not going to do that. To spend time with friends, chew gum. I read this on a list. This is from healthline.com. Take a yoga class. I love yogi. I mean, he's smarter than the average bear. I really like, you can do this and practice these things. Spend time with a pet. I really think that's fun. What's the dog's rules? You can either eat it, play with it, or pee on it. So take life that way and do these things. But stop being stressed. Or if you are, find some regular cure, a natural cure. Maybe it's a piece of chocolate. I mean, stress spelled backwards is dessert. Maybe that's your answer. You found a way, but find your answer to deal with this. Some way, practice this mindfulness and find ways to do this. Look at this image. I don't know how well it shows up here. This is an image done by an artist that was supposed to be a stress test. Is it moving to you? If it's moving, really focus on it. Now stop and take a breath. And just stop moving. It's an optical illusion. The black and white and abstract colors. A simple test of your stress. Am I stressed? To find out if you are or not. And look at this image and find ways. You can find this online. It was supposed to be some, there was a fake news about it that was done by some neurologist. No, it was an artist, but it works. Number 3, eat healthier. Man, this is hard. I'm trying to eat healthier. I used to be way heavier than I am now. I'm doing a lot of positive things by just avoiding some foods. I found this simple slide. I tried to make this how the vegetables are all happy and the fast food's all sad. So it's my mental imagery there. I men are visual. I try to make myself, I eat healthier, I be happier in a very, very simple way. So, and really, it's the things I eat. I mean, I'm sure it's portion control and timing and all these things as well. But look up these things. Google the benefits of ginger or garlic. Garlic, I mean, it does an amazing number of things. I was trying to make a list of all these different things different websites claim on garlic. Obviously, it's nutritious with almost no calories, first of all. It works for the heart. It relieves blood pressure, lowers lots of issues for us internally. Kimchi and sauerkraut. I mean, kimchi fries, they sell here. It's one of the most popular things in the food truck world here. And sauerkraut. I mean, sauerkraut is a natural digestion that does everything. I mean, there's claims of it fighting cancer. I mean, it fights diabetes because it lowers glucose in you. I mean, I also believe in preservatives. So I'm not the right person to give medical advice. Our bodies are like meat, I figure. So if you have the preservatives and kimchi or sauerkraut together, I mean, go have a ballpark hot dog. Call me in the morning. You'll probably be fine with that. The only one I can't do probably is yogurt. I'm really trying. I know my family likes yogurt and stuff. It's alive. I put yogurt in my refrigerator, it gets bigger. I mean, it's like bean sprouts. I don't eat live food. I try not to eat live food, so I have not had yogurt yet. My 2019, I'm going to try yogurt in some capacity because it's good for you. And these are natural ways. Number 4, start making lists. This is actually a snapshot of a the Wikipedia page of, there's actually a list of lists, as you can search for that. And there is actually such a thing. But making a list makes you better organized, makes you less stressed. At least I wrote it down. I have a list to go from. Then we must prioritize. We can find ways to do that. Make list. Maybe it's a list of parks you're going to go visit. Maybe it's just the things you're going to try to do to be better. A list of the activities you have to do in your job and career will make you a better employee, will make you better. Now I have a list of what I have to follow. A to-do list matters. It loses a lot of translation if you try to think of it in your mind forever. Oh, I'm so smart. I'm 60. I'm not that smart anymore. I'm losing it. So make a list. And of course, my favorite list is not a bucket list, but the other kind of list. I think in 2019, make a list of things you'll never do again. That's way more important than things you want to do before you die, to me. Way more important. These are things I'm going to say right now in 2019, I'm not going to do these anymore. I'm not going to dress like a caveman. I did that once. I was great. I was Fred Flintstone. Yabba dabba do. I'm not going to sleep on the ground anymore. I'm sorry. I'll get a cot. I'll get a hotel room. I'll do something else. Definitely not going to buy furniture that needs assembling. I am worthless with tools. I have a toolbox with different size sticks. I just poke stuff. Yeah, it's broke. So that's all I have. I can't do it. I'm also going to change that I'm not going to allow people to be racist around me. I have a couple examples of this. I might get punched soon because I had someone say something that I thought was very negative in a public place, and I didn't allow it anymore. And I'm not going to allow it anymore in my community. I'm not going to clean any fish either. So I love to go fishing. I'll give you the fish. You can clean them all you want. Be happy. Find ways every single day. Every day, Google this phrase, jokes about anything. Jokes about parks. Jokes about sustainability. Jokes about anything. I'm telling you, you can pull out your phone whenever you're bored. Right now is a good time, probably. Pull it out and think of it, and just Google jokes about, and you'll be amazed how nice and how funny that is by reading other people's humor. I mean, maybe you can't listen to talk radio Comedy Central all day long in your life, but I'm sure you have some focus at some point where you can bring in a little bit of humor into your life by simply whatever it is. I love the Google. I mean, this is our 13th year with the Google on our planet. I really like it. I keep calling it the Google because it drives my daughter crazy. You really can find ways to bring just a teeny bit in a couple moments of your time some humor. And also like quotes, Google quotes about. There's not a single topic here. Many of the things I talk about in my regular life, my inspirations, the phrases I believe in, the quotes I use in my speeches every day are from other people who are much wiser than me. And they've shared that with me. And it could be, maybe it's not quotes, maybe it's poems about in your life. Maybe it's something that images about because you're very, very visual. But find these other ones and learn from them. That's what we have. We have that we didn't have before. I'm so proud that my kids are going to be so much smarter than me because they have this information at their fingertips. We will never own Encyclopedia Britannica books anymore because we have the Google. I mean, it's so much better in our lives. But you can find, and these are some of my favorite ones. These last ones in particular, I really like. Tupac is really great for quotes. And Balthazar Gracian is one of my favorites of all time. So he said, better mad with the world than wise alone. So I've always loved it. Number 7, borrow instead of buy. Very sustainable movement here. Why are you buying stuff? Why are you buying everything? Do you really need it? I use this punch bowl as my example. My great Aunt May taught me. One of the smartest, best people in my life. If she'd been alive, she'd be well over 100 now. Taught English for 40 years at the university level. She decided she had X number of things in her life. She didn't count them, but she was not going to get any more than that. X plus 1 was wrong. She was so smooth. I'd say, Aunt May, I brought you this birthday gift. And she'd say, I got this book for you. Slide me another one out. The number of things in her life was that day forward constant. X number of things. She told a theory about a punch bowl. She said every person who got married in the 50s and 60s got a punch bowl, and you didn't use it. And if you really need one, someone in the family has one. Do you really need to have all these things? Do you really need, all these things? Maybe someone has them. Maybe you can find a way to do them. And also I put some rules here. Be reciprocal. Be ready to reciprocate if you lend things to people. My sustainable tip for 2019 is that I'm going to make a big effort to share a ride. I'm going to try to find a way to not be behind my car by myself every day. My car is 10 months old with 24,000 miles. I travel the state a lot. Went to see my son play games at college and stuff. And I'd probably say 97% of the time, it's just me. It's a nice car. It fits 5. I don't think about that. Why would we not find ways to carpool? I've read a lot of studies about this. I worked on Ozone Alert for a long time, trying to get people to ride buses and stuff, and try to learn people's mentality, why we won't do this. And who, more likely, are we to ride or carpool with? And I say in 2019, focus on that. Find the person in your life that you would share a ride to. Maybe it's not a neighbor, maybe it's a coworker. Find a day, one day where you can do this, one day a week, one day a month, where you're going to try to ride the bus. I love the scene from Wayne's World where the 4 guys are singing the Bohemian Rhapsody in a carpool. I love the Dagwood Bumstead cartoon from people my age, old kid, where every day there was a scene of him trying to catch the carpool so he would be late to work and stuff. They shared that opportunity. They shared that time. I wish the local radio stations would have a morning ride-along, sing-along, song of the day, have carpool, get along with that and keep going for that and play. And the bus, we're making rapid improvements to even a rapid transit bus on Peoria and 11th Street in our community. Yet our ridership is dismal. We're a city that's big enough where we demand transit, but not so big that we have to use it. So we have to make a decision. Are we going to do this or not? Fixed routes or not? I'm very hopeful that the 2 areas that put in the transit routes will be taken over, but in 2019, ride a city bus. Ride one sometime. Find a way. Our buses are beautiful, energy efficient, excellent. It's not like they're Central America where there's a chicken in a cage riding alongside you. They're good buses. So in 2019, find a way. I'm afraid that we're just going to cannibalize each other. But now I see that Uber and these incredible apps on our phones for ride shares and stuff may change our world. Maybe we won't have to spend all this money widening roads in the next bond issue next November where they come and say do this. Maybe we won't have to because now we don't have a 3-car family, we have a 2-car family because ride share works. Maybe soon we can have this. Less cars on the road makes our community safer, makes everything we do safer. So find a way to have less cars, less vehicle miles traveled alone behind the steering wheel by yourself. Number 9, be a better shopper. I used to love to give grocery store tours. Years ago, I did these for a long time. Corey, you should do one of these. You should organize a day where people follow me behind the reasers. I would do about 20 people through an aisle of a store. It'd be me shouting basically with props. I have all kinds of jokes about everything. You can learn a lot. But there is probably not a more sustainable act than when you spend money to do it sustainably. Every dollar you spend is a vote for something. Why not for sustainability? Why not? If you look at the produce here at the bottom, very simple. Remember these things. If it's a 4-digit code on the produce thing, it's conventionally grown. If it's 5 digits, it's either GMO or organic. 9 means organic. It's very simple. Learn where your produce comes from. Be responsible with that. I say also, though, that know what you already have. All those years I organized a household hazardous waste collection at the fairgrounds. We took 5,000 to 6,000 cars a year through there for 20 plus years. I was amazed how many people brought in stuff that they had 3 of. And why? Yeah, well, we kept seeing ants. We kept buying more ant killer. Yeah, so there'll be 3 kinds. The average home has 12 kinds of paint in their home. They're never used again. We don't know what we have. We just go to the store and think, yes, I'm probably going to need this. And not even realize what we have under the shelf or in our garage already. So know what you have. Know what a good price is sustainably. I have to learn my threshold of pain, my threshold for price. I'm willing to pay more for better things. I'm willing to pay 10% more for organic carrots because that's about what they charge. But organic apples are 100% more. Maybe I won't have apples. Maybe I'll try to buy conventionally grown. Maybe find a better way and do it. So I have to know that. But also think through the lifetime of the product. You have purchased this and that package, and it is now your responsibility. How it is used and what handles that the entire life cycle. How am I going to store this? What is the best way to be an environmental shopper? What's the best way to buy orange juice? The frozen can, the jug, or the carton? The carton is not recyclable. It's mixed plastics. It's the worst choice. The jug is recyclable. But the frozen is probably the better choice because it's less square inches of packaging. I'm a responsible shopper. I have my own pitcher at home. I don't need to have another pitcher in my home every time. Be a responsible shopper. Find ways to look at everything you spend, shopping in every part of your life. you can be responsible and more sustainable. Number 10, fight for water. I'm so pleased to have our dignitaries here today to do this. If there is one thing on your agenda in 2019 environmentally in the state of Oklahoma, it is to fight for water. It is everything we have. It is the aquifers, it's the rivers, the streams, it's everything we do. Next week's speaker talking about plastics is going to show this plastic island that's bigger than now Texas or something. It's ridiculous how big this thing is getting. It's out of control. We have to fight for water. We have to figure out what we have. We are blessed in Oklahoma to have this. We are blessed. I'm opposed to selling our water to Dallas for development. With that water goes our jobs. I'm opposed for those reasons alone. But I also work in Tulsa's watershed, Ranucci and Spavinaw, to protect from the chickens. There's a real threat of chicken farms in our lives. You've seen the press. This audience is very well informed over that. 95 new permits this year in Delaware County alone. I mean, maybe I have to stop buying chicken. Maybe I have to vote with my pocketbook and find a way to not do this anymore. As much as I like chicken, maybe I have to say no. We have to find a way to say no. Maybe we need to find a big picture solution to this, a penny per bird tax that goes back to protect the watershed. There's something we have to do for this. We have to fight for this. But I'm saying be responsible for water, for and with your water. Do not waste it. We are blessed in Oklahoma. We are blessed in Tulsa. We won water tasting awards again this year. We've not had water rationing in our community since the 1980s. Tulsa had foresight. They built this beautiful pipeline to Uchi and Spavinaw and got those rights and kept it. Tulsa has a wonderful, abundant, we're able to get industry here because we have this incredible quantity of water in our community. We have to protect it. We're responsible for that. I shudder to think what happens if the Colorado River fails and what happens to California. I'm afraid to use water-intensive products. I mean, my wife and I have this argument. She loves avocados. People throw away a lot of avocados. It takes 12 gallons of water to grow an avocado. You get an avocado, you better damn eat it. So we buy this avocado guacamole dip at Aldi's we like. That's just fine. So I'm more responsible. I'll use every bit of it. I have to be responsible. How I use it, what I do with it, and fight for it in every sense of the word. Number 11, go to new places and make new friends. And I'm here to announce, I put on Facebook a couple weeks ago, a new social drinking club I've started called Bourbon Tulsa Weekly. You're welcome to join us on Tuesday nights. Our first one's next Tuesday at the Press Club. I have a whole list. It's a Facebook page. You're welcome to ask to join. We have 150 people join in 2 weeks. The idea is to promote local restaurants. I'm not a big drinker. I probably had 30 drinks last year. My wife and I have been married 22 years. She's never seen me drunk. I have been, not with her presence. I mean, I've had some fishing trips. Don't get me wrong, but go to new places. I'm going to try to promote a new restaurant, a new bar, new place every week and provide some safe place. If you're new to town, if you have some coworker, you keep saying, we should go have a drink after work someday. Come on Tuesdays, find me. There's a Facebook page for our local locations. I think it's important that we do this. I love that Corey makes us all introduce ourselves before this meeting starts. It is all about relationships. It's not about politics. We have to remember that. Who we know and who knows us is what really matters in politics, if nothing else. Last year I used this line from Aeneas Nin, this feminist author from the 40s and 50s, that when you meet someone, a new world is created, a world that only existed because you two met and becomes only what you two make of it. Everything you drag into your gravitational pull becomes your world of the two of you. Go to new places, make new friends. For number 12, I had a bunch of them. I couldn't decide. I couldn't find all these. I'm trying to act for most of these. What I recommend you do is you stare at this list until something pops off to you and says something to you that, oh, you know, that's a good idea. I could do that. I could find a way to do something like this every day in my life. Or for 2019. Remember, this is a one-year resolution. My wife has been talking about walking, and she's found a bunch of good studies about what walking does for your life and stuff. And one of the reasons I've lost weight is because I've decided to walk. I was inspired by my sister, who instead of going to the gym, joined Disneyland, because she lives in Orlando, and just walks around Disneyland and has lost more weight. So I do that now with baseball. So I attended 38 baseball games last year in St. Louis and Tulsa, and I walked around stadiums, counterclockwise, clockwise. So it was a great weight loss thing, and about the same price at the gym. Even more, accept change, especially in large denominations. So dream bigger. I like all these. The last one here I probably can never do, learn patience. I'm such a hurry to learn patience. It's not going to happen. I know that. But also conquer fear. I'm going to Las Vegas. My wife lets me have a vacation every once in a while to Las Vegas, and I go by myself, and I look today at the Skywalk, because I'm so afraid of heights. And there's a place that's 2 hours and 16 minutes away from my hotel in Las Vegas where you can walk across this glass floor of the Grand Canyon. It's like $80, so I probably won't do it, because I'm so cheap. But I have that fear, and I'm going to face my fears in 2019. I'm going to find something I'm afraid of doing. I'm going to not do it anymore, or I'm going to say, I'm going to do this right now. I'm jumping out of my car, I'm going to do this thing, whatever it is. These last 3 slides are the same 3 slides I used last year. I hope you'll find it today. I hope everyone in this audience, I've done nothing more than educate you about that 2019 and making a promise to yourself is important. And I hope I've entertained you enough to think, I'll do this too. So I hope in 2019, you're going to find something that you do. This happens to be a picture at Woodward Park, one of the most gorgeous parks in town. Every year, my family took Easter pictures there. There's embarrassing pictures of me at a very early age catching tadpoles in this pond. But I really believe in 2019, I'm going to find a list of things that I'm going to really try. And that's the key word here, is to try. A resolution doesn't have to be this formal act of defiance. It is a personal promise to progress your life, that you try to do something. Just as equally, you can say, I'm not going to do something. It is harder to say no. It's harder to stop the things we know are bad for us. It's very, very difficult, very hard. Find one. I know it's bad. Every year I give up things for Lent. I'm not Catholic. I don't think 40 days of no cheeseburgers makes me closer to God, but it makes me stronger because I did it to myself. No one knows if I cheated. I have this now internal strength that something I knew was too easy, too good, or too bad, or I did too often. So I stopped doing it for 40 days every year. I give up something for Lent. It's been very difficult trying to find the right thing. I'm amazed how much I don't know. I gave up pork one year. Had no idea pepperoni was pork. So disappointed. So no idea. So 40 days. Oh, my God. And finally, this is my slide. I hereby resolve. Hereby resolve. This picture is Braden Pond. One of my resolutions is I'm not getting fights anymore. I don't want to throw my fist in anger or brandish a weapon against, for any reason out of anger. If you make me mad, I'm going to throw you in this pond. So I've done it before. So just get used to it. It is a magical place that I do believe that you can go and find this piece of 2019 and reflection. You can find your list and become a better person for you in 2019. I'm not saying 2018 was a terrible year. It wasn't the best for a lot of us for a lot of different reasons. We had personal tragedy in our lives in a lot of ways. But I think overall, it made me realize that in 2019, I'm going to be a better me. I hope the speech reminds you also to smile and find ways and do that. I'll end with this last quote from Benjamin Franklin. Be at war with your vices. Be at peace with your neighbor. And every new year, find you a better person. Happy New Year. Thank you all.
Thank you, Michael, for making us think and laugh and kind of laugh at ourselves as well, which is important. We do have actually Up With Trees as here and has trees for everyone is one thing you could do for actually if you want to come forward and just say a little bit of what you have out there and just tell us a little bit about Up With Trees. Thank you, Taylor.
Hi, everybody. I'm Taylor, Program Director for Up With Trees. I saw trees on Michael's slide about jokes to look up for on Google, but from my experience, Michael is the ultimate source for tree jokes, so you should just go talk to him. But we're super excited that Sustainable Tulsa allowed us to be here today. I know it's really cold outside, but it's actually the perfect time of year to plant trees. And we have trees available to the public for free today. We want to give them away to you guys because you are a really awesome group. So I'm here with our operations director, Mike, and we've got a binder over there with our available species that you can look through, and we'd be happy to help you load one into your car. Also, our office is just down the street. If you can't pick them up today, you can always schedule a time with us to pick them up later. But also, one more thing I wanted to talk about is registration is now open for our Citizen Forester program. There's a couple of you in the room, but it's the new year and everyone's trying to pick up a new hobby. Corey mentioned sustainability, so if you want to kind of grow your knowledge about trees, we've got the 4 Saturdays in February, our Citizen Forester program. We teach tree ID, pests and diseases, how to plant, how to prune, how to assess the health of your trees. So if you want to sign up for that too, we have that available. So thanks for having us and Happy New Year.
They're beautiful trees. Thank you so much for bringing those today. And I mean, Tulsa's just rich with opportunity, and there's so many individuals out there that have either presented or been a part of some of the programs that we're doing. So you all are a resource to each other. To Michael's point, it's your relationships that you're building. So we wish you a happy, healthy new year. We also have, Sandy, you've got, we've got some light bulbs for you so you can actually start also on some of the sustainability opportunities. So Sandy, who are the winners for these light bulbs?
Okay. I don't know if I Jane Hollowell. So save money, save resources by using LED lights. We've got a bunch of them. Angie Williams.
Thank you. Cool. Appreciate it.
Eric Taylor.
Cool. What is this one? I will take normal ones.
Yeah.
Graham Brannon.
Just do one more in the
One more.
looks good to you.
Taylor Malone.
It's a trade.
Tree. And we get trees in exchange, so.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Stick around and visit with each other and have a great, healthy new year.